We're back with Georges of AdvantaClean of the Piedmont answering your mold questions. This person says, what's the best test kit to test for mold in your home, and where can I get the kit from?
There's all different types of mold test kits out there, some a lot better than others. Be sure that you look on the test kit for laboratory accreditations, make sure that it's legitimate, and follow the instructions on the test kit. Oftentimes at the end, that means that you have to send it off to a laboratory to have it identified in a microbiology lab. Using a mold kit to grow or culture mold in a dish won't really tell you anything, because that's the easy part. You really want to find out what's in those readings, and you can find stuff like that online or in your local hardware store.
Okay, this person says they're smelling a very smoky and musty smell coming from inside our fireplace after all the rain. Could that be mold?
Not necessarily. If you have a musty odor, it generally means you're getting some moisture in contact with dirt or soot, in that particular case in the fireplace. I would definitely check the flashing around your chimney or a roof cap for any kind of moisture intrusion signs.
All right, this person says, is mold different than mildew?
Great question. Mildew and mold are the exact same thing. Mildew that you may hear about growing in your shower is mold that's growing in your shower. It's growing on the soap scum, the skin cells, the dirt or grime that may just naturally occurs in a shower environment. It needs to be cleaned and treated on a regular basis. Otherwise, it gets the opportunity to grow. Remember, wet environment is conducive for mold growth.
Mm-hmm. This person says, what is black mold, and is it dangerous all the time?
Another great question, very common question. Mold comes in all colors of the rainbow. Black mold doesn't necessarily tell you what kind of mold you're dealing with. At AdvantaClean, we like to deal with all mold types, regardless of color, with the utmost respect. And that means we don't treat it unless we know exactly what kind it is, and we treat it with the proper procedures and remediation tactics.
All right, so this person says, my house is on a foundation. Should my vents be closed or open?
Traditionally, tradition open ventilated crawl space. In the summertime, you want to leave the vents open for circulation. In the wintertime, you want to close them to avoid frozen pipes from the plumbing under your house. Building science now tells us that that may not be the best thing. You may be closing off the circulation that you need in the wintertime, but also allowing humid air from the summer air under your house and your crawl space. Every house is different. So having it evaluated and inspected for moisture content in the wood in your subfloor in your home, a good quality vapor barrier, and sometimes the need for additional engineering controls like a dehumidifier to control the humidity in the crawl space being the utmost importance.
All right, well, this is a follow-up. Someone says, how do I get a reputable evaluation of my home? So often we don't know, like, what should the expected amount of money be for, that kind of inspection? What other things that they definitely should look at so that they know when they're calling around whether they're really too high or too low or right where they should be?
So definitely seek out a moisture control company, an experienced company that is knowledgeable in the field that you're interested in. More specifically, every house is different. Every house is going to have a very individual qualities about the house. Maybe it's on a hill, maybe it's near a creek, maybe it doesn't have proper cross ventilation. All those factors combine for different recommendations for the crawl space. Some houses may be dry and there's nothing to do. Other houses require extensive vapor barriers and maybe an encapsulation system with a dehumidifier to control the humidity in the crawl space, because otherwise it stays up too high for too long.
Okay, so if someone though is just calling a company and they want to know that if they can come out for an evaluation, just quickly, how much should they be paying for that?
Sure. At AdvantaClean, if you have a moisture issue or a known mold issue in your crawl space, we offer free estimates. A good range is usually from $0 to anywhere up to $250, depending on the type of information that you may be getting from that inspection report.
Gotcha. Okay, well, that's good to know. I mean, when you've never done it before, then you don't know what to expect. It's good to know it can be $0 to $215, and make sure you ask that up front. They get asked that stuff all the time, so don't even think twice about asking people what the price is for the inspection or what other prices could come. Thank you so much, Pete. We appreciate you answering all of the questions.